This is the Leading Ladies Podcast with Karen Gray, the show that takes you around the world to share interviews with some of the most successful and relevant people on the planet. Hear their stories and get the most important business lessons they've learned on their road to success, and get exclusive access on how to implement their success into your life and business. The Leading Ladies Podcast is brought to you by the Strategic Advisor Board and your host, Karen Gray.
Hey, are you looking to scale your business from 5 figures to 6 figures or 6 figures to 7 figures? If you are, I have the perfect thing for you. What I want you to do today is I want you to go download a book. This book is going to take you through my 3-pillar system. It's 100% free. All you have to do is go to growfast.cash. I say again, go to growfast.cash and you're going to be able to download my free international best-selling book, which is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. You can take that book. It's going to help you scale your business to the next level. Again, go download it. Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. Enjoy.
All right. So excited today to bring to you a new leading voice, Carrie Campbell. Carrie comes to us as a coach, as a leader, and someone who in the beginning at 4 years old knew she was going to change the world. So I just want to say thank you for joining us and for being on the Leading Ladies podcast, Carrie. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Well, you've got such a diverse background, such a diverse experience. You come from leadership from like a 360 view, right? Like you see it from the inside, from the outside. And so I'm really excited for you to share with our listeners, what does it mean to you to be a leader?
That's such a good question. And I think it's such a good question in this day and age, even more than ever, especially as we're seeing, I think, we're seeing this world saturated right now with people who are claiming leadership status as influencers, for example. And I'm not taking a shot at influencers, I promise. But we're seeing people claim a leadership status without potentially having the rights to be claiming that status, because I think that leadership really, I think it comes with a great deal of responsibility, So for me, what it means to be a leader, it's, this is such a big question. I'm trying to figure out how to put it into a section of a response. So the first thing for me in terms of what it means to be a leader is to make sure that I'm leading from a place of practice myself. I really, really, really firmly believe that if I'm going to be a voice to the world and a voice to women about anything, I need to be actually practicing that and implementing it in my own life. I really, really believe in the practice what you teach, practice what you preach principle. And just the other day, my marketing director was saying to me that she goes, it's so amazing to me how you actually implement the tools that you teach women. It's so she's like, you're a master at it. And I'm like, well, that's because I've spent countless hours practicing it. Right. So I think as a leader, that's inherently important, especially in the coaching space. Right. For me in the coaching space, I think it stands above all else. So I think that's the first thing. The second thing for me as a leader, what it means is to be very clear on my own core values and my own integrity so that I can make sure that I am standing in those and really trying to put that out there to the world and not not getting off balance and off kilter with those core values, which I guess comes back around kind of full circle, a little bit back to the beginning of practicing what you teach. For me, I think that the growth of myself and the understanding of myself is inherently the most important thing to be a leader, because I need to understand what my drivers are. I understand what my thought process are. Where am I leading from? Am I leading from a place of ego or am I leading from a place of service? And anybody who sits out there and says oh no, I never have ego, it's a bunch of BS. We all have ego. We all have moments of time where we're gonna fall to that level. And I think being able to humbly and honestly look at ourselves and own that space as a leader is unbelievably important. So for me, I think leadership really starts with self, and then it emanates out from there. So that's
Yeah.
probably, if I were to like give it in like a shorter version of what I could talk about probably for an hour, that's what I would say.
Right. Yeah, we don't have enough time to cover this topic for sure, because we could literally talk about it for days. But I love that you brought up the point, though, about the differentiation between an influencer and a leader, because there are a lot of coaches that have popped up in the last 4 years with the evolution after COVID, and what happened with jobs and people coming onto the online space, coaching and influencing, and leading from that place of authenticity, leading yourself first, leading by example. All the things that you just said are so critically important, in my opinion, to truly be a leader, whether you're not just doing something to be seen, but doing something to be an impact, doing something to elicit change, doing something to truly serve. And I think that you brought up such a great point, because for those that are in leadership positions, it can get really, there's a gray area there where am I just doing this for me, or am I doing this for a bigger purpose?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you just pulled out my soapbox. This is my
Yes.
soapbox. So you just like pulled it
Yeah.
right out.
Oh,
I'm going to
gosh.
get up on it right now.
Sorry.
It's
Could you tell it's one for me?
yeah, no, it's a huge thorn in my side. I've been
Mm,
in the industry for 25 years, the first 10 years practicing as a clinical counselor, the last, 15 years more as a high performance coach. And so it's a huge thorn in my side. I think over the last 10
mhm.
years, I've started to see this presence of online coaches. It's increasing and it's increasing and it's increasing. And you're
Yeah.
right, in the last 4 years in particular with COVID, like everybody's trying to make money online being a coach. And it makes me like my blood curdle, because I always say, I just finished saying this on another interview that I was on, that you're a coach first, you make money second. Right. And it doesn't mean that you can't make money as a coach, because I make lots of money as a coach. I'll be fully transparent about that. But I was born a coach. I was born a leader, and I've become more of that. And, I think when we start seeing on like Facebook and social media, like, you want to start getting paid high paid tickets as a coach for $10,000 and this, I think what we're doing is we're catering to the lowest common denominator, and we're not catering to people who actually really want to be creating change. They're
Mhm.
trying to seek an inherent need for themselves. And if it was maybe any other industry, I'd be okay with it, maybe. But the problem for me is that you're playing with people's lives in your hands. And that's a really, really big thing for me. And then kind of just coming around full circle on that in terms of like leadership. And, I kind of can put leadership and expertise in the same kind of bucket. We were talking about influencers, and I've been very bold about this in the last couple of months for myself. I'm on this massive trajectory of what I'm creating in my own brand and where I'm going. And I will tell everybody that my intention is to be the female Tony Robbins. I don't care who knows. I hope Tony finds out. And I can say that, though, not because I woke up one day and decided I wanted to be famous. I can say that because
Mhm.
I've got 25 years of experience. I am an expert in my industry through practice and practice and practice and practice and practice, and a lot of failure. And so I think what we're seeing in the industry right now of leaders is that people are trying to like everything in life, right? They're trying to
Right.
shortcut leadership, and
Mhm.
you can't shortcut leadership. Leadership is not an algorithm. Right? Leadership
Yeah.
is not like push this button, this button, this button, and now you have all the attributes what it is to be a leader. And I think that we have to be like, and I think I'm seeing a lot in the industry where people are becoming more and more skeptical of coaches, and so they should be.
100%.
Right? Why wouldn't you be? So I think that it's an interesting time in the world of leadership for sure.
Yeah. And I love the point that you brought up, though, about, um, sorry, you said so many things, and I'm like, mic drop, mic drop, mic drop. But just this evolution of leadership that comes from, we don't necessarily, I mean, some of us are inherently born with leadership traits, but you don't have all of the tools. You learn those over time. It's not something you can just go take a a 3-hour course on, and now you're a coach and a leader. And
Looking to grow your business beyond 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures plus, what I want you to do is go download this book. The title is called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. It will help you grow your business past 5, 6, and 7 figure. Go download the book today, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and download the book for absolutely free.
The best coaches teach from a place of skills, a place of experience and knowledge, and all of the things that you can pick up, the book knowledge and the things that you can learn. But just that authentic place of true leadership comes from that tenured experience.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Of learning what to not to do as much as learning what to do. So yeah. Oh girl, soapbox for me as well. So, how is it though for you? Because you work with some high profile people, athletes. I mean, you're partnered in business with some big names that we won't mention, but I know that you're doing some big stuff, and it's all heart centered, right? It's got this huge purpose behind it, but you're in a space where, as a woman, and as a woman who's gorgeous and does all the body, the bodybuilding and the pageants and all the things that you do, could be seen as, I don't want to say less than, but men have a tendency, they want to save you, right? Like there's this inherent hero thing about men that they want to come in, they want to help and fix and meet that need. So as a leader in that space, as a woman, what do you see your biggest challenges are?
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting answer. And I hope that it's going to serve the purpose.
I am really curious to see what you say.
I don't see a challenge. And I think that's why I don't have challenges. I never have. I have never, ever seen, I've never positioned the story for myself. And I'm being very careful in this conversation because there are women who have experienced, being put down, whatever in those situations. I refuse to see it as a challenge. I refuse to enter it into my mind as a consideration. And therefore, if it's ever presented itself to me, I would have never noticed it. So it's never stopped me. It's never stopped me. Like I have walked into rooms with some incredibly high profile celebrities who are male, who are world known. And I walk in with my head held high. I know my stuff. I know who I am. I don't even give a space to consider it. Now, and again, I'm really, really prefacing this because I don't want any ladies listening to this, like who've experienced, anything with regards to the male, masculine, feminine stuff to feel like I'm sitting here ignoring the situation. I'm not. But my key to success in that has literally been not considering it as a challenge. I know who I am. I stand in myself. I walk confidently, and I don't give the opportunity for any male to look at it any other way.
I freaking love that so much. So there's a lesson here, and this can be applied to any challenge, right? If you're looking for something to go wrong, you'll find it, right? So you're not giving that even an opportunity to be a challenge. So it just never is. It's always going to present itself as something else that you're just like, it's done. It's taken care of. So I love that so much. That is the mindset hack I think that so many people are missing, or so many people are skipping, because we're stuck in the story that we make everything about, me included. I will throw myself under that bus first, the bus that I just laid out in front of everybody listening. But it's true though. We come in already believing something. So what, in your experience and the people that you coach, because I'm sure some of them are going to have it, what do you tell them? I mean, it's easy to say, just don't look for the problem, but how is there something that you can preface to unlearn this habit of seeing and looking
Yeah,
for
well,
the
I mean, that's a
problems?
loaded question because there is a lot to that, right? Unlearning unconscious narratives and biases is literally what I do for a
Yeah.
living. So it's a big
Yeah.
question. But if there's two things, I'll summarize it actually in two things. One of them is like a little catchphrase that I use all the time. The story you tell is the truth you know, right? And so
Mm,
whatever story you're spinning is the story that's going to become your reality. Like it's just the case. Like our
yeah.
thoughts lead our actions. And then part and parcel to that one goes talk to yourself more than you listen to yourself, right? If you're listening to the chatter and the chatter is not helping you, tell yourself a different story and start talking. So that's probably one nugget. The other nugget really comes down to identity. I think really
Mm,
people need to harness their identities better and like really understand who they are and who they're creating and have this visual representation of themselves and their identity. And that's a whole, like I have a whole life tour that's literally built around identity shifting. So like being able to know who you are, step into that person, walk into that room, own that
yep.
room, and imagine it and visualize it, just like an Olympian who's about to take off the diving board, right? They visualize that dive over and over and over again. We need to do the same thing for every situation we're stepping into where we may be feeling uncertainty. Like I imagine everything in my life. I visualize everything in my life. It's a constant thought process for me. There is not really much space in my mind for worry or negative thinking. I've conditioned it that way, but I imagine, what am I doing? What am I creating? Where am I going? What's this podcast going to be like? What's that podcast going to be like? And because of that, coupled with identity, I'm able to step in and be who I need to be in these
Mm.
experiences.
Ah, so good. Okay, so for people that are hearing this and like, oh my God, I need more Carrie in my life. Like, I need that. How do they find you? Where do they get in touch with you? And what's the best way, or what is something that you have coming up that they can work with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So probably the easiest way where you can get everything would be on Instagram. Isn't it funny that that's the case nowadays? So
Right?
Carrie underscore Campbell, Carrie_Campbell UWP, which you'll find on, I'm sure it'll be posted with this somewhere. And on there,
Yep.
you actually have a link to my stand store, which has, it has access to my book that I wrote, People Pleasing Doesn't Kill Me. I have a digital toolbox that gives you 7 different mindset tools that can help you own your mindset and unleash that unstoppable mindset, as well as community information in terms of my Unstoppable Woman project. But then upcoming, which I'm very excited about, October 5th and October 19th. So October 5th in Montreal, Canada, and October 19th in Phoenix, Arizona. With a date coming for November, I'm hosting my next Herdenity one-day immersive experience, which is a full day immersive experience where I walk people through my Herdenity code, and women get to go
Mm-hmm.
through the transformation of releasing from their past identity in order to create their future identity of what they want and how they want to step into that. So those
I
would
love
probably be
it.
the best places to go.
I love it. I love it. So, Carrie and her husband, Brian, are in Phoenix. So if you're in the Phoenix area, obviously you're closer than anybody else, but it sounds like this is going to be amazing. So when is the Phoenix, in October?
Phoenix is October 19th.
Okay, sweet. So I love it. Gonna go check it out myself. So I may see you guys there because this sounds amazing.
Wonderful.
I
I
am
love
all
it.
about it. Carrie and I met at another mastermind and speakeasy mastermind. And so we are I am just like always looking for, learning more, connecting more, tapping into all of the resources around us. So thank you so much for sharing all of this, for pouring your heart and soul into all that you do. And for you and Brian, just continue leading, serving, and making a difference, because you guys are rocking it and doing amazing stuff. I'm so appreciate
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you so much.
Hey, we all want to scale our business. Hey, I have the answer for you today to help you do that. If you're looking to scale from 5, 6, even 7 figures and beyond, book called Be Good, Be Brief, Be Gone. I'm going to give it to you for free. All you have to do is type in growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash, and you can download the book for absolutely free. I hope the book helps you this year. Take your business to the next level. Again, go grab the book, growfast.cash. I say again, growfast.cash. I wish you the best and grow, scale, and win.
Thanks for listening to the Leading Ladies podcast with Karen Gray. Please leave your feedback and visit strategicadvisorboard.com to get the latest and greatest best business advice on the planet. Follow us on social media for updates, and we'll see you on the next episode.
There it is. Magnum. Holy moly.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Dear God.